A very good morning and a warm welcome to one and all present over here, teachers. Thank you so much for joining on another Super Sunday workshop. And this time we are touching the 100th session. And thank you for all the wishes that I'm seeing on the chat on YouTube and here on Zoom. It means a lot. And today we're going to start the session with 100 lessons and 100 Super Sunday workshop. It really requires a certain level of consistency. I thought it's going to be quite a difficult task, but honestly speaking, not exaggerating it at all, it's quite a convenient thing when there is a proper timing given between something that you want to do really consistent. That means I have 1 week time. Then the science of consistency is quite easy. It seems that if you want to do a task every day, the failure of consistency is comparatively little higher if you want to do something on a monthly basis. Of course, it also depends on the kind of task that we do. So in that way, it's surprising, it's quite astonishing to see that we have not missed. We, in the sense, I'm including all of us who have been right from the beginning, day one, being in the session for every Sunday. Maybe Diwali, there was, I think, one Diwali, it was one Holi as well. Raksha Bandhan was there, beach mein. Almost, I think, 8 to 9 festivals that fell on a Sunday. In fact, Republic Day was on a Sunday, and still people participated. So in that way, I would like to thank everyone, and I'm just working on my audio right now.
I think this should be comparatively better right now. But anyways, thank you so much, teachers. Great interacting with one and all on all these times and with various topics. Today we are going to have a quick recap on what exactly did we cover. For all the teachers who are joining for the first time, I would like to tell you that Super Sunday workshops are organized every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. with the purpose of talking about education systems, especially with respect to the Indian context, but at the same time also touching upon global perspectives on various topics. We dealt with topics like coding, we dealt with topics like competency based education, we dealt with topics which related to teaching learning strategies, which is more from pedagogy. Even we did not leave the topic of health of a particular teacher. I think there was a topic related to anger management, something very emotional as such. We touched on social and emotional learning. We did not even miss on the staff room politics. So almost 90% of general topics that people would think about, that's really required for a teacher to know, especially when you're working as a teacher in India, are kind of covered. That doesn't mean that we are exhausted of topics. It can never happen. So that is the reason we keep on working on our research. I would like to thank my team members for regularly giving us content enough, enough content to speak for that 1 hour, approximately 45 minutes, and a very tough question paper these days called as reflection form. But somehow everybody's managing and doing it. So I would like to thank my team as well for that. Right now, I would like to quickly play one small video, just to 1 minute 30 seconds video on the journey of all these topics, so it will be relatable to all the teachers out there. I hope so. Then we'll delve into some of the interesting facts related to feedbacks and things like that, and then we'll start with the session. Here we go. I'm sharing my screen along with the audio. The audio is coming on your headphones. Just watch this. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, team, for making a lovely video. 14,000 plus schools. I didn't expect that. So actually, right after the reflection form, there is an analysis done by the team, and it seems that there are 14,000 plus unique schools who have participated out there. So that's a great thing. It's not easy for anyone out there to be, so consistent and regular in joining every Sunday. Sunday is the one day that you get actually to relax. Wake up late in the morning, probably 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, and unfortunately even at that particular time, if somebody is requesting you to open a notebook and read or study, that's not healthy from Sunday point of view. But anyways, with respect to that, this is the only time that a teacher can really delve into what's really happening in the country with respect to education. So then there needs to be some regularity in talking about it. If you do get a time, if there is any channel out there with which you can do those things, then that's a great thing. So it becomes very difficult for all the schools and teachers to be so consistent. So in that way, 14,000 unique schools, 25,000 plus teachers is a huge number. So I would like to thank everyone for that. I think on an average, at least 3,000 to 3,500 as per the YouTube numbers that we have, the people regularly participate. So that's again another very good number that I feel. And apart from that, when we talk about feedbacks, uh, very rarely the feedbacks have been negative. There have been negative feedbacks which are really interesting, and I would really like to talk about it a little bit right after this, brief introduction. And apart from the school management, apart from the school teachers, apart from the principals, or sometimes even students, I would also like to thank all the other family members who sit and watch this complete session. The other day I was told by one of the teachers that their whole family was watching, and there were certain insights taken away from the social emotional learning topic of our Sunday, which was applied on a parent, I mean for a student by a parent. So that's magic, I would say. So thank you so much for that as well. And if at all any teacher is joining out of lot of pressure out there because the principal has asked you to, well, that's a positive pressure. I would call that as a sweet burden. If you join, I'm pretty sure that even if you listen to these topics passively without much interest, still these topics might play an important role in your communication in your day-to-day life. The kind of confidence that you'll feel while talking to someone will be splendid. And it really works. I think most of you are able to relate to that as well. Apart from that, if at all, many people felt that the topics are has to go towards the subject rather than being it generic. Well, right from the beginning we wanted to make sure that this particular platform is so open ended so that the topics are just triggered over here. It's not a workshop model, though it's called as a workshop completely, but it's more like a triggering mechanism on letting people know that there is a dimension to education like this. Did you know about national credit framework, something like that? The moment people come to know about it, it's important for all of us to take that responsibility to learn about it further. Well, to enhance that process, from this coming Sunday onwards, from 101, we'll also be sharing the PDF copy of all the Super Sunday workshops. So all these Super Sunday workshops, you can get it in the form of an article on LinkedIn. So I'm not able to find any other method to attach it in the mail and send it. It becomes very tiresome and expensive also, to be frank with you, considering the kind of format that we are working with. So I would request everybody to follow the Super Teacher LinkedIn page, and my team members are actually putting the Super Teacher LinkedIn page on the chat. And I also insist on all the teachers to have a LinkedIn account and follow leaders in education. Follow some great principals, follow some great directors, management members. You'll come to know the culture across the country in schooling, and this is the biggest domain in the country to run the country, in fact. So yeah, so the I would request the team members to please put the LinkedIn page of Super Teacher here on the chat. If you're not doing it, let me know. So यहाँ पर 1 second, I have it right over here. I got it. So once you follow the page, you'll automatically get the article to your mail ID. So these mail IDs articles will be in the form of an article. Basically, it can be in the form of a PDF also. I'm not sure about the format that our team members are working on. But anyways, right now I would like to share it with everyone. Just the LinkedIn page. That's it. That's it. Let's quickly get on with the session today, teachers. And most importantly, apart from the team members and everybody, if if I'm able to confidently say that, every Sunday I'm getting at least 500 teachers regularly. Now that's a very I would say safe number, because less than 500 nobody would have joined. It's all the Sundays has always been more than 500 teachers. For an online mode of education, this is very rare. uh, According to one of the statistics by my team members, it also said that around 60% of the teachers actually joined for certificates, and that's completely fine. I'll tell you how the analysis happened. So when you consider the month of April, March, April is the right time. That's the time when teachers actually get into a little free mode because exams are over, and that's the time when they are in a proper time space to cover the 25 or 50 hours of mandatory CPD. So they join at that particular time, and by the month of October, November, when the first term exams just about to start, the teachers really get busy, and they really need some relaxation time on a Sunday, and the numbers on Super Sunday workshop will be comparatively less. So you'll be able to find 10,000 people joining on April 1st Sunday, and you'll find approximately 1,500 to 2,000 people joining in the month of November or December. So that's completely fine, and the intention is not to force anyone to join at any cost. But the point is, the survey, when I say about all these numbers, I'm pretty sure I need to give that respect and special emphasis on those people who really joined to learn. As simple as that. So I would like to thank everyone who are dedicated. And when I'm speaking this, I'm pretty sure you're thinking about yourself. You're like, yeah, you're talking about me. All those people, you can relate to that. So thank you so much for that. And I would like to share some really interesting feedbacks on this, and then we'll get on the topic, and we'll not really go with the PPT today much. It'll be a very brief session, and I'll talk about the future plans of Super Sunday workshops, and in no way this is going to stop. That's for sure. So here we go. I'm sharing my screen in uh three, two, and we'll keep it simple as usual, and you'll be able to see the screen now. So this is, come on, got it. Yeah, 100 lessons from one Super Center workshop, but let's session 100. Here we go. See, well, some of the feedbacks that you would really like, teachers, I would like to talk about it. First is, please change the time to 11 a.m. For women professionals. This is an unfavorable time slot. If you are able to relate to this, you can put it on the chat. Unfortunately, I'm not able to put it at 11 a.m. I thought 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. is a culture. Talking to many people, many government bodies, and that's why it is at 11 a.m. If anybody feels that it has to be 11 a.m., you can put it on the chat. But trust me, it's of no use because the time is not going to get changed. Another feedback that was really interesting was with respect to at least super teacher acknowledges and cares about teachers and their role. So this was quite interesting to know, because there was a session on, I think, the healthy teacher, and we spoke about the tiring times that you go through, and that's the reason this particular feedback would have come. There are a lot other interesting feedbacks as well, but this was another feedback that I really wanted to put up. On the videos we would have seen all good feedback, right? Some interesting ones I thought we should discuss it over here. Next is, this was really interesting. Look at this. Good information. I don't want to name the topic name over here. Good information, but this session must be for school management as well. The teacher is so confident over here while saying this that, come on, I know all these things. My principal and management only doesn't know about it, something like that. They must be made aware of the hard work teachers put in for the betterment of students in the institution, and how a little emphatic they can be. Empathetic it should be, by mistake, I think. They can be, and care and concern they show will surely make the teachers feel nice and work more happily, benefiting both school and personal front. This is good. This is good. Makes sense. I think some of the teachers would be sending the Super Sunday workshop link to your management as well. Do you do that? If you do that, then please continue doing that. It's very important. And next is, feel pampered after the session. This was also from the same topic, I think, the healthy teacher. And then one more thing was, excellent small request. Could you please forward a PDF format of your slides, which would be very useful for us to quick referral and implementation in the classroom. So this particular thing was taken very seriously, and that's how the article is coming to all of us right now. So that's with respect to that particular feedback. So all the feedback, sometimes they're coming up with queries. We generally make sure that that's replied. There are some queries for which the reply is not possible, maybe because it's out of the league questions. Something like one of the interesting feedback was. So why don't you change your shirt colors? You're always the plain black. I can't really reply to that. And they were like, don't wear black on an auspicious day. The same teacher. So I don't want to mention who it is, but such kind of feedbacks actually, I would strongly say that we shouldn't reply. But anyway, so that's with respect. My question is, these days children are becoming more and more aggressive due to screen time, and same screen time teachers are giving in the form of smart boards and videos. Is it good for them? So I put this over here because such kind of queries, which gets, I would say, initiated when uh, you know self introspect on what you're doing, and based on the topics that's discussed, it's a very healthy, I would say, healthy result of such kind of workshops. So good that such questions arise, good that you get into the research mode of that particular aspect, good that the objective of Super Sunday workshop is met. So that's the reason I thought I should put one of such kind of a feedback. Now this is again another very interesting thing. Look at point number 7. The tips shared were really good, but some I felt were not applicable the way they were mentioned, such as exercising during free periods. Free periods are for correction of notebooks, and if that is not completed, the stress is built up. It'll even more, and stress is a major contributor of anger. I think this is coming from anger-free schools. Exercises are good, but in a relaxed mind, and best when it is not forced. In the other hand, the tip on the deep breathing was very beneficial, as it can be done anywhere, anytime. Now, this is the place where people like us learn. So when we look into it, we're like, okay, this makes sense. Does it? No, not that much. I think up to a certain extent, something like that. I hope you got the point. So such kind of feedbacks are also welcome, but do mention it. Next is an eighth point, something we kind of all knew, but was never discussed so effectively. These are some of the lines that make me feel really happy. I'm like, wow, this is what I'm expecting, something like that. But this is something positive all the time, but need not be like that. It can be critical. But the point is, uh, it's the same information. You're saying that you should be truthful in your life, which we know. It's just that the methodology that you adopted is great. Indirectly, I'm communicating with this point that even when we teach something to the students, it is not about the topic at all. The topic they might know. It is about the ways and the methods that a teacher adopts to connect with the children. And that's where pedagogy plays an important role. Next, finally, one of the points, very excellent and informative session. Actually, we know everything, but the way sir presents is commendable. Excellent. It's the same point. I hope you got the point, teachers. That's it. So this is with respect to all the points out there. Now I would like to quickly talk about the topics, a quick 100 lessons, and I'm going to do this in the form of by taking all of us to the YouTube channel itself, so that we quickly go through all the topics, and you are also aware that these topics were actually covered. So for that, I would like to. Um, the PDFs were not actually, initiated before teachers. It'll be started just now. And let me share my screen of my YouTube channel, for which I need to open this. Give me a moment. It's asking me to sign in right now, and then right after this, another important point that many people were mentioning is giving the unmute option on this particular place. Teachers, it will be very unfair if we give unmute options to few people and not touch on anyone. So rather than that, we let us not touch anyone at all. So that's my take on it. So that is the reason we did not get to that particular aspect. So it's like, if we start doing that, we need to do it for everyone, and it will be a very difficult task to stick to the format of 1 hour. And I would also like to tell you that each and every topic discussed throughout the session will be well researched in accordance to Government of India policies. So CBSE circular will be shown. Anything new releases like National Curriculum Framework or National Education Policy, for that matter, all these things will be actually properly catered to and projected over here on the screen. I would also like to tell everyone that please do not believe whatever is being spoken over here. I would request you to please, go back, look into it, and cross verify with your research a little later. Talk about it as much as possible to your community in the staff room. That'll give more clarity of information. Now, for this, I got into it. You'll be able to see this. With YouTube, okay, let me show here itself. I'm so sorry. It's taking some time. I've opened too many tabs today, I guess. Got it. I hope you're able to hear me. There is some disturbance here. Three. Got it. So this is what we have done so far, teachers. I think you'll be able to see the screen in three, two, and one. Great. Channel dashboard is still loading, but that's okay. Great. Let's go with here itself. I think you're able to see the screen. I would like to zoom it a little bit so that it's even more visible clearly. And we'll quickly start with whatsoever was done in the past. Great. So these are some of the sessions, and they're arranged in the form of numbers, but then we later numbered it. So we did a topic on artificial intelligence. Probably this was the time where actually AI inclusion in the curriculum was emphasized by CBSE, and one of the training program was on that. Then we touched upon another topic called as emotional intelligence for adults, and this also spoke about a different kind of emotions that the people project. And this was in the year 2024 only. If you remember, we even discussed about a movie. I think it was called as Inside Out, if I'm not wrong. So that was there. Then integrating a gender in the school process was another important topic, and this was also related to the gender equality concepts as per the government of India. There was a separate website in which we spoke about, and even national curriculum framework mentioned about it. Then we had national curriculum framework, a quick revisit. Now revisits are those areas where we have already covered this topic once in the past, and we are touching them again after a certain time. Basically, it's important because a new circular related to that got released at that particular time. Then right after that, we did on National Achievement Survey. What is NAS, and what does National Achievement Survey give us as an information? Continuous professional development avenues for teachers. It was all about all the platforms from where a teacher can learn new skill sets. And we tried to connect with Google for education, we tried to connect with Microsoft for education, we connected with CIET, ZIET, CBSE training programs, NCRT training programs. We also connected with the offline portals. I mean, portals like Diksha, asynchronous mode of learning. We touched upon, I think, Coursera, Udemy, and things like that, specific to teachers. Then we did National Curriculum Framework in 2023. That's why it was a revisit over there. We did on inclusive education, holistic progress card. We did on foundational literacy and numeracy. We did on competency based education, lesson planning. I think this was one of the those important topics which not many people knew about, because competency based education was comparatively different. The topic of knowledge, skills, and attitude getting combined was discussed over here. Then lesson planning was a separate topic altogether, again in the month of 5th November 2023. Then we had toy based pedagogy, a new document that was released. I think this was way back in 2023, which was related to early childhood care and education. Then we did on social and emotional learning. SEL was dealt with multiple times. Sometimes we even called some experts for the session. I think Miss Susan ma'am was there for this particular session, and Samanvita ma'am was also there down the line, I think. Yeah. Then we discussed on AICTE, the UGC body and AICTE bodies which are responsible for affiliation of courses rather than the colleges. It's like that was a very good eye-opening session for myself, for me as well, because during the research, a lot of misconceptions were cleared actually. Then we did online financial literacy and security as a part of cyber security, because many people were falling prey to certain scams, especially on UPI channels. So that was one of the sessions. I think it happened two times, and that's the reason it is shown as one. Then we had 7th July 2024 EduTech Revolution. We talked about all those new technological advancements that came into picture, especially how to conduct assessments online, what is proctored assessments, how to conduct classes online with topics like or platforms like Nearpod and Quizzes, etc., etc. So that was EduTech Revolution. And right after that, we discussed on annual pedagogical plan. That was again in the past, APP people call it. And I think most of you are there in that particular process right now. And then we discussed on cyber safety security part one. This was common both for teachers and the students. We also did a session right after 1 year called a cyber parenting. So generally September, October month, I think we would have chosen one or the other topics related to cybersecurity. Cyber parenting was quite an interesting topic according to me. It gave a lot of insights to me as well, and I think we learned a lot from there. The National Curriculum Framework foundational stage was separately touched, where we spoke about the Panchakosha, domains of development, and all these aspects a little. Then we also got into personal social qualities for holistic development. It's a pure, I would say, soft skills topic. We touched upon that as well, and then we did national credit framework. We did that as a quick revisit, but it was done before as well. Let's go through it and we'll understand. We also touched the topic of media literacy, again a part of, I think, cyber safety and digital citizenship, where we spoke on how people actually get scammed and things like that. Action research was another interesting topic on how to actually initiate a process and be in continuum to completing it. Many schools had taken up this topic, and it was a CBSE topic at that particular time, especially from the perspective of school leaders. Then National Curriculum Framework was divided into four parts. I remember this is part two. We also discussed on teacher standards, I think two times if I'm not wrong. I think it was called as NPST, National Professional Standards for Teachers. A teacher should possess so and so quality in order to be so and so person. It's mandatory if you're there in India. One of the topic very nicely was dealt during that time was, if you're a teacher, especially teaching primary classes, and you're actually not from that particular state, it's very important for you to learn the regional language. It's like Nisha ma'am goes to Chennai, and she's actually from West Bengal, and she is in a position to learn Tamil. Why? Because she needs to talk to the students. Mother tongue was given a lot of importance, and teacher standards mentioned about it. Though they didn't mandate it, but still. Another important circular that came by CBSE was SQUAF, School Qualification Assurance Framework. I think it's not accreditation and assurance. It was assurance and something else I'm forgetting, but that was SQUAF report that we spoke about. Then we had school-based assessment speaking on internal marks and portfolio, student enrichment activities. One more it was. There was one more. All those things were discussed under school-based assessments. Then we discussed on continuous professional development program once for right after the release of that circular called as mandatory CPD hours. Every teacher needs to undergo 50 hours of training program. Then there was personalized learning strategy. Then we did Diwali integration. We did education policies, curriculum framework. This particular topic was dealt because at that time, many people had very less clue about the hierarchy of information. Is it the framework that first gets formed? No. In this particular session, we very nicely discussed it's always the policies first. National education policy will say that it's important to have inclusive education. But how do you do that? The methodology is more like a framework which comes right after that. And then curriculum framework comes into picture. And then comes the curriculum. And then comes the teacher training program along with that, this and that. We learned that in education policies. That's actually called as learning standards. You can Google about it. Mastering the art of questioning was another nice topic where we spoke about the importance of what questions are supposed to be asked and when to be answered. So you can ask a question, but need not like you answer it right then and there. Then again, National Credit Framework, a brief online financial literacy and security, the second part of it. Then Chat GPT and AI was another nice topic which we did, especially on creating lesson plans and prompting. Anger free school was another very good topic. Cyber safety and security part two. Two, I think in 15 September, CBSE skill subjects. There was a circular on mandatory inclusion of skill subject as a part of the regular academic year plan, and they also spoke about composite skill lab. That's the session over there. Then skill subject separately, then school leadership, concepts and applications, especially for the teachers who are aspiring to be leaders, and for the principals for them to have avenues to learn further. We're going to have a separate leadership series coming up into picture teachers. I'll talk about it. HPC was discussed again in the month of June in 2024 because HPC is more like an year-long process rather than last-minute entry. Then we had children with special needs, CWSN topic. Effective classroom management was done. Right after that, again, National Curriculum Framework Part 3, effective parent teacher communication, the art of integration. Actually, parent teacher communication was done two times. One was education and modern parents, which is more on the mindset of the parents. And then we also did on parent teacher communication. We spoke about the fear that my parents used to have to talk to my teachers, which was compared with the fear the teachers are having these days to talk to their students' parents. So I think that was discussed over here. Right after that, we touched upon National Curriculum Framework Foundational Stage once more. Then CPD, it's not ad. I think it's CPD circular once more. Then competency-based education, pedagogy, where we spoke about art integration, inquiry-based learning. I like this topic called as Fit India Week 2023, where we spoke about, I think it was called as Kala Utsav. No, Kala Utsav was for skill education, but there was a Fit India Week that's observed by various schools at various different timelines, and they upload all these information on a particular website. Can you name me that website? Is it do you remember that? If you remember, please put it on the chat. Then we had a topic again on social emotional learning, then competency based education. We did a detailed topic on CBSE 2024 exam details where we discussed on the patterns. And then revision was another important topic. The art of feedback is again another important topic, which was very similar to this. Then competency based assessments, different type of questions, effective homework practices. Then we did a separate session on virtual labs. How do you use the O labs on the systems? How do you use FET dot edu.in, right? I'm not sure, but yeah, that's another topic. So then there was a separate session on super leader. It's all about leadership. And then we had a separate session on SQUA, again, school quality assurance framework. I'm forgetting the other A. Then again, school leadership concepts and application. Then children with special needs, part two. By mistake, I clicked on it. I'm coming back. School quality assessment and assurance report. Right, I'm coming down a little bit. That's it, it's almost done. Emotional intelligence for emotional intelligence for students. Montessori education was a good topic. Uh, uh, Empowering education by integrating vocational subjects. Then we had multiple intelligence theory, Howard Gardner's multiple intelligence theory. This is where someone with a ma'am came into picture. Psychologists look out. How to implement coding was an interesting topic right in the beginning. National Education Policy 2020 was also covered. Blended learning. ICSE board, what is it all about? We spoke about that as well. Again, competency based assessment was discussed. Staff room politics was discussed. One of the YouTube videos with maximum views. This cannot be done in a physical setup, but online, many people participated. Then we had art integrated learning one by one. Once more, and then we had super school leadership orientation program. We had digital wellness, art integration revisit, initiatives in school education. Again, competency based education. Shuffle was another good topic. I think many people came to know about it. Digital technology for children with special needs. NSQF was a good topic, National Skills Qualification Framework, and then Science of Metacognition, Composite Skill Lab, Healthy Teacher, Art of Feedback, CBSE and International Standards, what is an IB curriculum, what is a Cambridge curriculum, Atomic Habits of an Effective Teacher, Gamification in Education, Mental Health Matters, Collaborative Culture in Staff Room, Education and Modern Parents, Entrance Exams and Sati Project, Language and Culture, Concept versus Skill, Competency Based Assessments again because it was assessments time, which was I think last week, competency based assessments, item framing, and finally a quick recap session today. That's it. That's it. Reading the topic itself was more like quite a tiring job. When you've undergone all these three, all these things in such a long time, I think thank you so much for that. That's it, teachers. This is the main thing that I wanted to talk about. And we will talk about 100 lessons from 100 Super Sunday workshops in a more elaborated and detailed manner over the period of time. The format of Super Sunday will remain the same. However, there are a lot of additions that are going to happen eventually with this workshop. Today's reflection form will not have any questions. And we're almost coming to the end of the session today. So we had, quite a detailed understanding on one important thing that are like subconscious lessons. One that you came to know that every teacher has got multiple views on the chat box. People came up with their own way of expressing things which were quite agreeable. So that would have definitely broadened the mindset of people. Second, you also understood that even you can be consistent in learning something regularly. So that's quite, I would say, tertiary level emotion that you would have attained. Especially I would like to name some teachers, like I remember Sakshi Verma ma'am very much. I remember Nisha ma'am. I remember Sukhdira ma'am, Sunita ma'am, Malar Kodi ma'am, Deva Manogri ma'am, Bimi ma'am. There are like multiple people who have been so regular. I'm definitely sure I'm missing out many, many, many names. Dr. Parag or Rabia ma'am or Shobna ma'am, Pratyusha ma'am. Jagjit Singh sir is recently is like really famous. Basudev sir from Kolkata, Leena ma'am, Fariza ma'am. So there are thousands of teachers, I would say. Like if I say 25,000 plus teachers, at least 2,500 to 3,000 people were actually consistent. I was not able to find out because your names are always changing. It's like first time you write Shavana ma'am. That's a very interesting way of asking you to. Yeah, Charanjeet ma'am. Exactly. So what you could do is, so in order to avoid this, I mean, or easily understand like how many people are joining, and especially give a special attention to them by certifying them for being consistent, things like that. We will move Super Sunday workshop towards the mobile application, so that you don't have to register all the time. You don't have to. You can fill up the reflection form anytime and download the certificate anytime. So mobile application has got a lot of options. It'll be free of cost as usual. As usual, we're not going to have anything, no advertisements, nothing. You can download Super Teacher official app. Not right now. Not right now. Once it's up, we will talk about it, and from there, uh, uh, you know. Um, the ability for me to communicate with everyone will become quite easy. So that is the reason that is coming up. So once app comes up, it'll be easy for you to access the content, download it in the form of a PDF, and be automatically notified that there's going to be a session today on so and so topic. That's interesting, right? Yeah. So that's something like Diksha app, kind of, but exclusively for Super Teacher. Anyways, coming to the last point, I would like to share my screen to show you some of the team members who have been working tirelessly every Sunday. They're definitely angry. They're definitely angry that I made them work for the last 100 Sundays regularly. The first person to be affected is swati@superteacher.in. You know that. If you do not get your certificates, her mailbox gets loaded with thousands of messages. And exactly. So that is the reason I would like to, thank Swati and apologize for making her work on every Sunday. So thank you so much, Swati. Then we had Sushmita in the past who used to take care of the mailing and calling. We have Preetham sir working on the creative of all these things. The books that we make, the posters that you see. Posters sometimes I make it on Canva with basic support. Pritamanna is a little strict, but yeah, he works regularly. And then finally, I would also like to introduce you to Mr. Banu Prasad. He's a founder and the chief executive officer for Super Teacher Edu Reforms Private Limited. He talks a lot only inside the office, but not much outside. He needs to be given some scope. And then finally, it's me. I'm just taking care of the operations of Super Teacher and working with Banu and other team members. There are multiple other team members whom I could not really mention over here, like Vishal is there, there is Dinesh, there is Mukesh, from where you get all the mails on a regular basis. They were just shy to be put on as a photo over there. So anyway, so that's with respect to that. Now, finally, before I end, teachers, I would like to quickly thank all the schools who have been regularly participating. For that, I would like to read out some school names. I am definitely missing out on many schools. If I'm not mentioning, please do not mistake me on that, teachers. And there are a lot of principals. I remember Sonali ma'am, Hira ma'am, Tejashwini ma'am, um, Naidu sir. Then we have multiple principals out there. I like Shankari ma'am. Then there are some like Loreto schools, all the schools principals, Kaveri Dutt ma'am, Nandini ma'am. Let me go, and my team had created one consolidated list out there. Now I think I'm able to see is Amrita Vidyalayam, almost all the schools, National Public Schools in Bangalore, Chettinad Vidyashram from Chennai, Delhi Public Schools from Bangalore, Loreto Convent, very regular, Army Public Schools, almost all the branches, nearly 64 branches out of 137 schools regularly participate. Suchitra Academy from Hyderabad, Royal Concord International School from Bangalore. Most of the participation has happened from Hyderabad, Kolkata, and Bangalore, maybe because I live in these three areas. Cal Public School, Singhat Public School, Foster Billabong, Modern Senior Secondary School from Chennai, the Global Ed School, Loreto Convent again, Nankana Sahib Public School. I've got a lot of attention from Chandigarh and Punjab area as well. So thank you so much for that. Chitkara Schools, Assembly of Christ Schools, St. Martin Schools, CMS Schools, okay, City Montessori Schools. Then Bhavan's School from Kerala. You've got Ashok Hall Group of Schools from Kolkata again, Prarthana School, Kolo Perumal and Kola Perumal Vaishnav School, Kola Saraswati School, Assembly of Christ again, National Public School again, Jnana Swikar School, how did I miss that? Nagarjuna Vidyaniketan, Aditya Academy, Challenger Public School, Sadhu Vashwani, Amrish Bhai Patel School, very regular, sir is always regular, PSBB, Pallavi Model School, Montfort School, St. Joseph of Cluny, Vasuki ma'am, I remember you very well. Time School, Radcliffe Group of Schools, etc., etc., etc. Exactly. Ramagya School, very regular. SBOA. Regular St. Martin's from Hyderabad. Yeah, I said that. Okay. So, anyways, these are some of the schools which regularly participate. Teachers, Malakoti ma'am, thank you so much. So that brings me to the end of the session, teachers. I just wanted to come today and talk to you all without burdening anyone. The reflection form will not have any questions. Just fill up the form. You'll get the certificate. This certificate will be on the milestone of 100 Super Sunday workshops. I would like to request all the teachers out there to regularly participate in all the programs coming in future. I would also like to request everyone to subscribe to our YouTube channel to automatically get the notifications, which will reduce our burden on mailing. That is the only reason. So for that, our team members are putting the social media channels. It's really important for me to. Rabia ma'am, that's so sweet of you. Thank you. If it'll be great support if you can, subscribe to the channels and request everyone to please talk about it. I'm I would like to, we would like to imagine a time where almost all the schools, all the 14 lakh schools that are present in the country, on a Sunday morning, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., they watch a Super Sunday workshop. That's just a dream. Let's see how far it's achievable. Yeah. So thank you so much, teachers. Great interacting with one and all. It was more like sharing today. I'm really feeling very sorry that I'm not able to unmute anyone. So if there is any viewpoints or if you'd like to share anything, ask anything, you can put it on the chat. Otherwise, today's session is actually over. Thank you so much, teachers. It was great interacting with one and all. I would like to meet you in another Super Sunday workshop with another interesting topic. Until then, Jai Hind. Thank you, Vimim ma'am. I would like to request Mukesh and the team members to please, put the social media channels on the chat apart from the reflection form. There are few initiatives for which the research is under progress. I would request everybody to be regular here so that you come to know about what's happening. And coming Wednesday, there is a training program on grade 9 and 10 AI syllabus. What is it all about? What is CBSE wanting? Is 10th standard really as tough as it seems? Kind of, yes, but we're talking about all these things from 5 o'clock to 6:30 exclusively for computer science teachers on Wednesday, coming Wednesday. So the link of that will also be shared. Thank you, Deva Manogiri ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, Naina ma'am. Yes. Mitali ma'am, thank you so much. Thank you, Bindu ma'am. Means a lot. Yes, Nisha ma'am. Thank you, Nancy ma'am. Thank you so much. Sadhu Ashwani School. Thank you so much, ma'am. Means a lot. Shobna ma'am, it'll be there'll be a session Super Sunday workshop on mandatory CPD hours as well, but in a different format. AI session is online, ma'am. Naina ma'am, it's online, yeah. So that we cover all the people across the country. Computer science teachers exclusive. Many people wouldn't have received the previous Super Sunday workshop. You will receive it this Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, you will be receiving it for sure. Yes, Rajni Mishra, ma'am, I remember. I think 92 was the number according to my database. Could be some of the databases. I mean, I wouldn't have issued the certificate for you. Mistake from my side. Thank you, Shabana, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Sudhir, sir. Thank you so much. Lina, ma'am, you will get the link right on the chat in few minutes. AI workshop link, please put it on the YouTube description. Plus, put it over here on the chat. Kesh. Thank you. Thank you, Seema, ma'am. Yeah, that's right, Rajni, ma'am. Thank you, Vaibhav, sir. Means a lot. Thank you, Parna, ma'am. Thank you so much. That will be from 5 to 6:30, Suraja, ma'am. The link is coming on the chat in few minutes. It's not Sutane De. It's not an honor and all, ma'am. Like that's okay. Thank you so much. It's overwhelming. Dhanyavad, ma'am. Thank you. Not sure about it, Yasmin, ma'am. I need to look into it. Thank you, Jagjit sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Leena ma'am. Falguni ma'am, you remember that? It'll eventually come, ma'am. Thank you, Asuki ma'am. Thank you, Dheeraj sir. Thank you, Bharati ma'am. Thank you, Neelam ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rudra ma'am. Thank you, Kavita ma'am. Thank you so much. So let's conclude for the day, teachers. The link is coming on the chat, both the AI session link for the computer science teachers and the reflection form. Yeah. I would like to meet you again in the next Super Sunday topic, an interesting one with a proper reflection form and everything. And I'll see you uh, on AI session as well, in the AI session as well. Yeah. Bye, everyone. Have a Super Sunday, teachers. Spend time with your family. Thank you, Sukhdira ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sunita ma'am.